grace is? Grace is obeying the law of Yah. If you look up the word for grace, and I'm using that word on purpose, in the Greek text, the word for grace, it says Yah's divine influence upon the heart and its reflection in the life. Well, how does Yah's divine influence reflect on the heart? When a man's heart is turned towards obeying the Most High, therefore it comes out, which is grace. Because when man obeys Yah, what does Yah see in man? He sees his image, right? Mm-hmm. So when he saw Adam, he said, Adam found grace. In other words, he saw the character of Yah in him. He saw his own character manifested in Noah. Yeah, but doesn't grace mean unmerited favor? In your theological definition, it does. Please explain to me, because we was taught that nobody had grace in the Old Testament. But here we see Noah had, so we gotta understand that grace is something that we can tangibly compare it to know that the Most High said or saw that Noah found grace, right? Let's continue. All right, so y'all looked upon, where was I at? Found grace. What verse was that?
Right there. Oh.
Okay, I got it. Noah found grace before the eyes of Yah, and against what? Against the angels whom he had sent upon the earth, he was exceeding wroth, and he gave what? Commandments. Look at that. I messed up. He gave commandments to root them out of all their dominion, and he bade us to bind them in the depths of the earth, and behold, they are bound in the midst of them and are kept separate. And against their sons went forth a command from before his face, that they should be smitten with the sword and removed from under heaven. Oh my, isn't that the law, right? The book of the law is in operation, brothers and sisters, in Noah's day. That's why that's the reason why the flood came. We're seeing this, right? All right, where am I at? He said, my spirit shall not always abide on man, for they are flesh, and their days shall be 120 years. He sent his sword to the midst, that each should slay his neighbor, and they began to slay each other till they all fell by the sword and were destroyed from the earth. And their fathers were witnesses of their destruction. So what was that? He was judging them in the law. Wickedness was, they were being judged for wicked deeds. This is the law before Moses, right? All right, where am I at? And their fathers were witnesses of the destruction. And after this, they were bound in the depths of the earth forever, till the day of the great condemnation, when judgment is executed on all those who have corrupted their ways and their works before Yah. And he destroyed all from the places, and there was not left one them whom he judged not according to all their wickedness. So we see here that we have judgment in the days of Noah, right? And he made for all his works a new and righteous nature, so that they should not sin in their whole nature forever. So without law, sin is not imputed, right? That what Shaul said. So how could they be judged for sin and transgression if there was no law? I never could understand that one. When we was taught that the Most High judged the world and drown the whole world, but they had no law, that wasn't fair, would it be? For him to just judge and drown the whole world if they had no law to be judged by. So they had to have had a law to be judged by, right? All right. And the judgment of all the ordained written on the heavenly tables in righteousness. Wait a minute, let me back up. And he made for all his works a new and righteous nature, so that they should not sin in their whole nature forever, but should be all righteous, each in his kind way, in his kind always, rather. And the judgment of all is ordained and written on the heavenly tablets in righteousness, even judgment of all who depart from the path which is ordained for them to walk in. See that? So there's a path ordained in the law that they even had in Noah's day that they were being judged by, right? Okay. And if they walk not therein, judgment is written down for every creature and for every kind. And there is nothing in heaven or on earth or in light or in darkness or in Sheol or in the depths or in the place of darkness which is not judged. And all their judgments are ordained and written and engraved. In regard to all, he will judge the great according to his greatness, and the small according to his smallness, and each according to his way. That answers the question right there. No? Is everybody going to be judged the same? Not according to this, right? All right. And all the judgments are ordained and written and engraved. In regard to all, he will judge the great according to his greatness, and the small according to his smallness. I read that part, right? And he is not one who will regard the persons of any, nor is he one who will receive gifts. If he says that he will execute judgment on each, if one gave everything that is on the earth, he will not regard the gifts of or the person or any, nor accept anything at his hands, for he is a righteous judge. Just because you are a Hebrew Israelite don't mean you escape. So you can hate the people you're supposed to be a priest to all you want, but you're waiting for the judgment day is coming, and you're going to be judged, right? He will not regard the gifts. I read that right. And if, okay, check this out. You got it like this one here. And if they turn to him in righteousness, this is for all of the Israel only people. This is before Israel. And if, right here, see my, if they turn to him in righteousness, and to the children of Israel, it has been written and ordained. I backtrack. Okay.
That's where you're supposed to start at.
Wait a minute.
On the same line as.
Hold on. Can I blow this up one more time? Let's see. I might need to go up to another. I can't go. Can I go up higher than 200? Let's see. Can I go up to 250? Let's try. Let's see. Y'all got to pray for me with these small prints. I'm reading from afar though. My eyes is pretty good though, considering where I'm at. Ah, there we go. Yes. Where was that now?
Verse 18.
18. Okay. He will forgive. Okay, let's see. If they turn in righteousness, he will forgive all their transgressions and pardon all their sins. Right? It is written and ordained that he will show mercy to all who turn from all their guilt once each year. And as for all those who corrupt their ways and their thoughts, therefore the flood, no man's person was accepted save that of Noah alone. For his person was accepted in behalf of his sons, whom Yah saved from the waters of the flood on his account. For his heart was righteous in all the ways according to as it was commanded regarding him. And he had not departed from aught that was ordained for him. And Yah said that he would destroy everything which was upon the earth, both men, cattle, beasts, fowls, air, that which moveth on the earth. And he commanded Noah and to make him an ark. Okay, that's good. All right, now, this is chapter 6 of Jubilees, right? I think they're right. Yeah, chapter 6. Okay. And on the new moon of the 3rd month, when he went forth from the altar, talking about Noah now, on the mountain, and he made atonement. Oh, Noah made atonement, right? Talking about the sons of the covenant, right? Noah made an atonement for the earth and took a kid and made atonement by its blood for all the guilt of the earth. Noah made an atonement offering. Where was Moses at? In Noah's bosom, right? Where was Abraham at? In Noah's bosom. Where was,
Say, yep.
Where was Isaac? Jacob, right? So Noah was offering atonement before there was a Moses. Right? Now, where was I at?
Still in 2, weren't you?
2, okay. He made atonement for the earth and took the kid and made atonement by his blood for all the guilt of the earth. For everything that had been on it had been destroyed, save those that were in the ark with Noah. He planted the fat thereof on the altar. He took an ox and a goat and a sheep and kids and salt and a turtle dove and a young of the dove, and placed a burnt offering, a burnt sacrifice on the altar, and poured thereon an offering mingled with oil, sprinkled with wine, and strode frankincense over everything, and caused goodly savor to arise, acceptable before Yah. Yah smelt the goodly savor, and he made a covenant. Oh, there it is. Sons of the covenant, right? Made a covenant with him that there should not be any more a flood to destroy the earth, that all the days of the earth, seed time and harvest, should never cease. Cold and heat, summer, winter, day, night should not change their order nor cease forever. And the increase of you and you increase, you multiply upon the earth and become many upon it and be a blessing upon it. Sound like we told Abraham, right? All right. The fear of you and the dread of you I will inspire in everything that is on the earth and the sea. And behold, I have given to you all beasts, all winged things, everything that moves on the earth, fish in the waters, all of things for food. As for green herbs, I have given you all things to eat, but flesh with the life thereof, with the blood, you shall not eat, for life of the flesh is in the blood, lest your blood of your lives be required. At the hand of every man, at the hand of every beast, will I require the blood of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Isn't that the book of the law? Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, right? For in the image of Yah made he man, and you increase you and multiply on earth. And Noah and his sons did what? Swore that they would not eat any blood or any flesh. Let's skip down to where I got it highlighted, because I got the parts highlighted where. Okay, now, for this reason, it is ordained and written on heavenly tablets that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in the ninth, in this month, once a year, and to renew the covenant every year. They got a renewed covenant now right there, right? To renew the covenant every year, And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven on the day of creation till the days of Noah. 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years, and Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham. So they said what? What did they say? Let me come back on the screen. We see the law, the sons of the covenant. We see that Noah taught all of his sons to keep these covenants, to keep these feast days, to keep these laws of Yah before there was a Moses, right? And then what happened? Man didn't want to keep the laws of Yah, so what did they do? We're under grace now, right? Same spirit of today. Just like he said, we always read that word, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. What was it in the days of Noah? They became lawless. We're not under the law, we're under grace, brother. Thank you. Hey, what are you? The Hebrews now. We Hebrews, it's all right. We know we Israel. We're not under the law. We just got the blood. We in the new covenant, right? Hey, thank you. Right? Same spirit that happened in the days of Noah, as we're seeing here. Same spirit happening today. Not under the law. Got the Hebrews now. Hebrew roots movements now. A division of that, talking about we not under the law, book of the law, because that law came after. Can you see the foolishness of that doctrine? We putting this under the water. We obliterating that foolishness, right? All right, let's go back. I ain't done yet. All right, where was I at? Let's go back and read that again. So it says, let's read it again. For this reason is ordained and written in the heavenly tablets. So the scroll or the tablets that are on the earth are a shadow of the tablets that are in heaven. Isn't that what it's saying? Yeah. All right. So the scroll, it says heavenly tablets that should be celebrated, the Feast of Weeks in his month once a year to renew the covenant every year. This whole festival was celebrated in heaven. That's Kat Kerr. She said she go to heaven all the time. Did she go up there when they're celebrating the Feast of Weeks up in heaven? I should go on that Kat Kerr Wednesday night and ask the question, do they celebrate the Feast of Weeks in heaven? See what she say. They probably want to entertain my question, because I beat and bust her out. She said, no. I'm saying, that's where you're wrong. Because it says right here, it says they celebrated in heaven from the day of creation to the days of Noah. 26 jubilees and 5 weeks of years, and Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years till the day Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham. And they ate blood. There goes that red meat. They ate blood, but Abraham believed Yah, and this is what it means to believe Yah. Listen, Abraham observed it, Isaac and Jacob and his children observed it up to thy days, and in thy days the children of Israel forgot it until we celebrated anew on this mountain. Oh man. We can close the book and go home now. You got something to say about that?
Yeah, they just have a history of forgetting. Festivals and the laws, it appears.
Right.
Today.
Right. Exactly.
Now we're in the time where they're being remembered again.
So